When I come to Africa, I didn't have a picture of a holistic ministry. If you go to mission field, you plant the church and preach the word of God, that's it. So when I come to Kenya, very first time 22 years ago, we settled down to the rural area, very remote area. Totally they had no school, and then no power, and then no water. Then when we settled down among them, we overcome all kinds of difficulty with them together. Early 90s, when we had a famine in that area, that's the reason why many people fall into the malnutrition, and then some people die. Then when I saw them, and then I thought about the holistic ministry. We have to preach the gospel. At the same time, we have to do something for them to feed them, to survive. That's the reason why we started the holistic ministry.
We help in all the aspects of our lives, spiritual, mental, and the physical. Human is not just spiritual being, because we need to help them in many ways.
Our mission organization named Holistic Mission for All Nations. We are targeting 3 different areas. Number 1 is the spiritual area. That we preach the word of God, evangelism for the unreached group. And then also we set up the social development ministry, and then teach the teachers. Then also we are doing a lot of income generating project to improve their physical life. Through this spiritual and social and physical development, our Holistic Mission for All Nations try to transform all the community and to stand by themselves. After we preach the word of God, we choose some young generation to train them as a spiritual leader. And when they have a lot of congregation, we support to them to build the church. But when we do the church planting, we don't send all the money, what they need. Just we build the church together with the indigenous Christian. Then they must donate their land for the church, and they must get some kind of raw material what they can get it. For example, stones and bricks and sand, those kind of things.
For building the walls, we use just mud from the earth. Once it dries up, we put it on stacks. And then after we light, then we close up the whole thing. And then after 3 days, then we take up the bricks now ready for use.
When they build the church together with the missionary, they have more heart to the church. And they love their church and they take care of it well. Brady area located in South Rift region. When I visit there, they had some small churches, but most of the church pastors has no any theological background.
주일학교 교육이 잘 이루어지지 않은 것들이 여러 가지 이유가 있는데요. 훈련된 교사가 없어요. 잘 찾기가 힘들고, 그 다음에 교재가 없는 게 정말 힘들어요. 지금 저희가 첫 회, 지금 사우스리프트 리전에서 첫 회 썬데이 스쿨 교육을 하는데, 이번 주일학교 교사 교육은 우선 오신 분들이 반은 교회 목사님이시고 반은 교사 분들이세요. 담임 목사님들을 이렇게 모시기로 한 것은 담임 목사님께서 먼저 이 어린아이 교육에 대한, 그 주일학교 교육에 대한 중요성을 아셔야지만 또 그걸 놓고 계속 교육하실 것 같고, 또 부목사님도 그렇게 교육하실 것 같고, 또 교사도 길러내실 것 같고, 그래서
So the seminar was so exciting and we are really happy. We've never had a seminar like this.
I remember I went down to one of the area in Holistic Mission churches, and I asked, who is Jesus Christ? And one of the pastors raised up their hands, and then he's one of the saints like Muhammad and Buddha and Confucius. So I was so surprised. he's a pastor, but he doesn't know who Jesus is.
The time he met missionary, he suggested that he wanted to start the Bible college for local pastors. We were about 7 to 10 people. In fact, we started in his house, and we didn't know that it can become such a big ministry at that time.
The PTS stands for Pastor Training School. We have 10 subjects to teach. For example, Old Testament survey, New Testament survey, pastoral ministry, evangelism and missions, and we have personal spiritual life.
I am a senior pastor in my church. I like fellowship with some other pastors to interact together, to understand what they are doing in their areas of the ministry, so that I can get some more experience through them and what I can do also in my church. I have also used this knowledge of PTS to teach the youths in my church and to give them vision to be the leaders of tomorrow.
That's one area what we are doing, spiritual side, evangelism and discipleship and church planting with the local people. We are trying to do social development ministry in their community. And then, we have a 3 orphanage center in South Rift region, Brete area. And then we are taking care of the 100 African orphans there.
케냐 2007년도 대통령 선거가 있었는데 그때 큰 부족 간의 분쟁이 있어서 많은 고아들이 있다는 얘기를 소식을 들었습니다.
Pastor Lee told me to come here to take care of children. Now I finished three years to stay here with the children. So now I have 30 children which we stay together in this orphanage.
정말 아이들한테 정말 하나님의 사랑을 느끼고 아이들이 내가 고아지만은 그 고아에 대한 슬픔이나 상처나 그런 아픔을 아이들이 하나님 사랑 안에서 다 씻겨져서 아이들이 밝고 행복하고 희망차게 자랐으면 그런 바람이 있었는데
처음에는 아이들이 못 먹고 굶주려 가지고 얼굴이 굉장히 창백하고 안 좋았었는데 날이 가고 달이 갈수록 아이들의 얼굴에 행복한 얼굴이 띄어지고 아이들이 자라고 커감에 따라서 점점 더 하나님의 사람으로 이 커감을 보게 되는 것이 보람으로 생각됩니다.
Pokot area was a very, very remote area. Even Kenyan people, the other tribes doesn't want to go there. Condition was very poor, totally no any educational system. Then almost 1,700 people, they are starving and they're very skinny and many people die because of the malaria. And those kinds of critical condition was there.
We have very many more schools. The situation, the conditions are totally unacceptable. Reverend Lee have teamed up with me and he have assisted me to construct 2 primary schools and 1 secondary school in my constituency.
I came to Kenya in 2007 for the first time. And that time I saw these children, women, I saw their tears, I saw their barefoot, sick but no medicine, no clothes, just nothing. Well, I cried with my heart and I know God was crying with me together.
When I grew up until around 1998, I was the only one going to school in this area. Even spiritually also, those days they were worshipping other idols or maybe worshipping mountains and other things. But now, when the missionaries came, you can see now they are spiritual now nourished and families now are changing from traditional because of the impact of the church.
I've been here since 2005. First time when I came here, there were only 24 children in the Kalemnyang. Then I came and do some mobilization in the community. Everybody now was trying to put a child to school.
Now I can see the quite different picture in that area. We have almost 600 nursery and primary and secondary school kids there. 15 years ago when I was there was only few people can speak official language. That means that totally there was no education. Now we have 600 kids can speak of official language. We totally transformed that community.
Kwale is an area that is dominated by Muslims. When the Arabs came long ago, they dominated the ocean line, and Islam spread. As I was looking around, I saw there are so many youth that are going to school, but they have no future. And it's because of the kind of leadership within the schools. Most of the teachers, they don't focus on the benefit of the child, but they focus on their own benefit, what they get from there. And also, they don't empower the youth on matters of spirituality. So I had that in my heart, that it's important that we start a Christian school where we could use it to empower the children socially and also spiritually.
We need to go there and put the learning institutions there and make sure that we transform their lives. We change their lives. We enlighten them and show them the way forward.
Number 3, we are doing the physical development project. Most of African community are very poor, that they cannot even maintain their own food. That's the reason why we started the income generating project in their standard. We don't bring the lot of seed money from over the country and invest that money as a big businessman. Just we researched them, what kind of things they can do in their standard.
We are very near to the ocean, so we normally get some fishes for relish. In this area, people are farming, so farming here is the best way for one to earn living.
In certain areas, you find that person lives for less than 1 gallon of water per week, not per day, per week. 1 gallon of water per week. And where the water is fetched, in certain areas, you find that people, they walk long distances, between 5 and 15 kilometers to go and fetch water. So it has been a very, very big problem.
We didn't knew that there's water underground. So when Missionary Lee came giving us this support, it is now helpful. As you see now, these people are drinking water free of charge, but this is not normal because other people, they charge, but we don't charge. So we receive by grace, we are giving by the grace. One way of evangelizing them.
And they use their own skill and the wisdom, and they raise the fund to invest the money for the church ministry.
We planted these casuarina trees so as to be the project of building a very big church, because we found this church is very small. So we were planning to plant those trees so that after selling them, we can have cash and then build our church.
그냥 올 5월 달에 처음 시작해서 그때 학생 7명으로 시작했고요. 그리고 넉 달 뒤에 다시 지금 두 번째 텀 때 3명, 새로 학생 3명이 와서 지금 10명에서 하고 있습니다. 그러니까 여기 시장에 가면 많은 사람들이 길거리에서 재봉을 놓고서 일들을 하는 걸 봤어요. 그러면서 여자들 또 혼자 사는 사람들한테 기본 기술을 가리키면 그 사람들이 생활을 자립할 수가 있으니까 그래서 시작을 하게 됐습니다.
I'm a mother of 2. I survived through agriculture and some little business, buying and selling vegetables until now I joined Lydia Sewing School, where I'm learning to sew things like the shirts, which I can sell and get some little money.
And for the future time, we have a vision to use this kind of a principle and a model to the other countries. That we already started our ministry in Uganda and Ethiopia. Then we're gonna launching to start another ministry in Congo and Rwanda and Tanzania. And this is our vision to apply this holistic ministry to whole the continent of Africa.
It's my dream about this area is to establish this church strong spiritually, physically, financially, then it will be easy to penetrate the gospel.
I am very excited that because when you see people, you see a future. So you can see that we can have leaders, maybe doctors, spiritual preachers, lawyers in the future, because these people are capable.
The Kenyan people and the African people, they have a potential. When they learn the word of God, and they just gonna try to apply. They didn't count on, their material things. Even though they are very poor, they have a heart to bless the others. I can see the possibility to be a source of a blessing to the nations.